As an African American, what is your emergency plan? You are an African in the diaspora. If you stopped work for just 1 month, you may be homeless. A retirement home. It's not a life worth living. How can you just be living with old people alone? No, come to Africa. You are old, but you have your family around. Your children are around you. Your grandchildren are around you. Have a family here. It is worth it. If you're an African in the diaspora, I want you to educate me. How can you live in Europe for the past 30 or 50 years and you don't have a brick in your name? You don't have a property in your name. Isn't this concerning? Let's say, how can you actually live in a country that is designed to put you and your entire generation in debt? How are you living in such countries? I want you to educate me. I'm not chastising you or, just trying to make you feel bad, but I want you to actually educate me. How do you survive in these countries? You are an African in the diaspora. If you stopped work for just 1 month, you may be homeless. If you don't work for a few months, you may be hungry. You may go through divorce. Your wife will divorce you. If you're an African in the diaspora, if you don't work for the next few months, your children are going to be on the street and eventually become potential criminals. You're an African in the diaspora. How do you survive or cope with these conditions? I just want you to educate me. I think that it is high time you took a step back to sit and observe and analyze your life. Is it going to continue like this? What can you do to actually change? Because there are various ideas on YouTube here. There are various people sharing different ideas, how they escape it and how they think everyone can escape it. But I think that if you pay attention to this, it might actually help. You are a parent, you are a youngster, you are, elderly. There is something, as far as you have life and you have strength, there's something you can actually do. Come to Africa. And coming to Africa, I know it is not easy. There are challenges even in Africa here. But at least it is better. You may have heard or watched YouTube videos where people share unfortunate incidences when they came to Africa to actually settle. But at the same time, you have a lot of examples of people in the diaspora who are actually making it here. So what do they do right that made them different from those people who are the wrong? Those are the questions we need to be asking. Because at least, even if you come to this place, you have an opportunity to actually have a home for yourself. When I as an African kid, I go to a village, someone is poorer than you, like 1,000 times. He at least have a home to stay. He has at least have a home in his own name that his family can grow and inherit. He at least have a family. He has kids, everyone is playing around. He at least have a family that can build a generation after him. He at least have a family that he can call on his own, that his children, his grandchildren will be those around him even when he is on retirement, on his deathbed. He at least have all this in place. Someone who is 1,000 times poorer than you. Don't you think this is a life worth living? Come on, take a chair, sit down and analyze your life and see how frustrating the life over there is. And ask yourself, what are the various ways you can actually do? I only said one, that you should come back to Africa. But there are various ways. Coming back to Africa, people come here to have a residence for themselves. Most people actually come here, they don't have enough, but they're able to acquire land in their name. They start a project. The project is ongoing. It is going. In the next 2 years, the project is done. The person has a home in his name. Stayed in UK, Europe for 25 years, 50 years. He doesn't have something like that. But immediately he got to Africa, in the next 3 years, he has a home on his own. Isn't this worth emulating? For some, they come and they have it. They are actually able to buy a house. Others are able to establish a home for themselves in the next few months because they have it. You don't have it. You can start from somewhere. I hope you understand. And not only should you also look at Africa as a place for residents, because you can actually have a home here, then you go back to UK and believe in when things are going to get worse, at least you can have what? You can actually run back to Africa. You can actually run back home. Home is calling. You can't be a homeless at your old age. You can't be a homeless and being at retirement home, or how do you guys call it? It's not a life worth living. How can you just be living with old people alone? No, come to Africa. You are old, but you have your family around. Your children are around you. Your grandchildren are around you. Have a family here. It is worth it. It is worth it. Notwithstanding, I also encourage you not to look at Africa as only a place of residence. You can actually look at Africa as a place of investment as well. What are the opportunities that are available here? What are some of your colleagues in the diaspora who came to Africa? What are the things they are putting in place that keeps or gives them financial freedom even though they are living in African poor countries? What are the things they have actually put in place that you can actually watch and emulate? These are the questions you need to be asking. So you look at Africa as an investment. You can go into real estate. That is buying land or houses, reselling them. You make huge amount of money. You can go into food processing. You can go into business, any business. So you test, you study the market, you test, you get good location, and you are done. So you can have a business running here, and you can also be over there. You can have an organization or a company running in Africa, or even if you've registered it, at least it is dormant. Anytime you come back, you can kickstart, or you can have people working in your name. People are doing this. It is not new. Even if you are not able to establish a company, you can actually start something. And for the youngsters, people who are in their 30s or early 30s or less than 30 years, you have a great opportunity. You can actually go into skills that are highly needed, that you can actually, be working at different parts of the world and be earning good amount of money. You can go into media, the youngsters have opportunity than the old folks. So while it is interesting for you to have a home in Africa, it is also important to look at how you can actually, develop or establish a lifestyle around Africa that will give you comfort that you need. So these are the things you need to look out for. Make that move. You don't need to have everything. I watched a video and they say you don't need to know the entire story before you start. You don't need to see everything before you start. You just need to kickstart. And for those people who were brave to start, they are those who come on YouTube and tell the stories about their success today. And that is the perspective you need to look at it from. So as an African American, this video is actually to, ask you, what is your emergency plan? What are you planning that in case where you are has backfired or you are not living a good life over there, what have you done for yourself for tomorrow? That is a question you need to ask. So thank you very much. My name is Imuru Sadat from Business Ghana TV here. We sell lands, we sell houses, we properties. Yeah, we have lands that are so cheap, 40,000 Ghana cedis, and that is around less than $4,000. You have land 60,000, that is around $5,000. We have land different amounts. I hope you understand. So you can just check in the description of the video. You see the properties. You click. If you're interested in any one of them, you just contact me. Though it doesn't matter whether you are coming to Ghana, you can travel to any African country as far as it is better for you. I'm not saying you must come to Ghana, you understand, but at least have a home in your name that you can actually enjoy. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Assalamu alaikum. Guys, today I am at BAWALESHIE. Most of you don't know BAWALESHIE, but we have BAWALESHIE that is very close to Dodowa, and we have very vast plots of land here that are actually for sale. A piece of land is measured 70 feet by 100 feet, and it is going for 60,000 Ghana cedis for now. We don't know tomorrow, you understand? So this piece of land is actually registered. You don't have any problem. If you are interested, you just give us a phone call using the numbers you see on your screen. You come for viewing, or you get your relative who is around to come and view the location, check how the land is, the topography and everything. And you also bring your surveyor to come and pick up the location to do your due diligence. And when that is confirmed, you can now do your payment. So the piece of land here is registered. It's actually at a very good location. If you are looking for a piece of land to buy at a place that you have good weather
air condition, you have the kind of house that are actually built here are ultra modern, then this is what you need to look out for. Kindly contact the numbers you screen, then we'll get it done. Thank you.